Ford's share price recently overtook that of General Motors. And there's one very good, compelling reason for why this has happened and for why Ford's stock increased by more than any other car maker in 2021. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to have you here on the channel. 2022, it's going to be an amazing year. And welcome to the channel, all you new subscribers. Great to have all the new subscribers on board. Welcome back to everyone else. So what's going on with Ford? Well, one big thing is happening. They're finally working out how to produce enough electric cars. Well, not enough, how to produce more of them. That is really difficult, as GM just posted electric car sales of 26 in total for the final 3 months of 2021. Now, Elon Musk made a pretty funny comment about that. I'll put a link in the description below to the video I made about his comment on GM's record-shattering sales record in terms of how poor they were for the last 3 months. But obviously, the point is here that it's difficult to sell a lot of electric cars, to make them. You know, there's been all these fools online who love legacy auto, who love, ICE car companies. They're just addicted to the brands. They're being sold by a brand and they just want to kind of prop up that brand regardless. And, this same thing can apply to Tesla and other brands as well. But still, I think it's probably worse with a lot of legacy auto manufacturers, because I think a lot of Tesla brand fans, I am a Tesla brand fan. I think to some degree, I'm certainly a brand fan of other companies as well. But I'm aware of that. That's the difference. The difference is a lot of us are aware that we are fans, and we have to say, okay, we're being objective here. But I think people who are fans of companies like Toyota, sometimes other legacy car companies, they're just completely unaware of their fandom. They're completely unaware that what they're saying is coming from a place of being really completely non-objective, complete subjectivity, because their emotion is clouding their judgment. And that's what's been happening with people saying that these legacy auto companies could just magically transition to EVs in the space of 12 months, 2 years, whatever, that Tesla would just be, all of a sudden their sales would crash because legacy auto would just flood them in and all these Tesla car killers would come on board. And they've been saying this now for 5 years, at least 5 years, but it hasn't happened. Why? It's much harder than you think to make a lot of electric cars. Now, obviously, Ford has significantly changed its plans for electrification of their cars this year. In fact, those plans have changed numerous times. I've made numerous videos about those plan changes and how all those plan changes were good, and then better again. And hopefully that'll continue to increase as well. I think it will. Now, the Ford Mustang Mach E was America's second best selling electric SUV. This is important. They didn't sell as many as they hoped, I think, as many as we hoped, but they sold a hell of a lot more than General Motors. And that is a step in the right direction. And the Ford Mustang Mach E went on sale in the US at the end of December 2020. In the very first year of sales, it has become one of the country's most popular electric SUVs, while the Tesla Model Y firmly holds on to the first place. I don't think it's going to be giving that place up for a number of years. The Blue Oval's Mustang electric SUV is the second best-selling SUV in the US market right now, and for 2021. Now, Ford is witnessing an unprecedented demand for the Mustang Mach E at home, in spite of the fact that its executives are telling some of their customers to go and buy Teslas, because Ford dealerships are marking up the prices and engaging in some pretty dodgy tactics. I'll put a link in the description below to some of the most kind of nasty and dishonest things some of Ford's dealers have been up to. But the good news is that Ford has recently threatened its dealers with legal action if they continue to engage in some of these dirty tactics. I'll put a link in the description below to that video I made about that. Now, Ford delivered only 3 Mustang Mach-Es in December of 2020. But now that they've ramped up production, and by the way, they're starting to ramp up production in China as well, using BYD's batteries, now they're delivering 2,000 plus units a month consistently. In 2021, the company sold 27,000 Mustang Mach-Es in the US alone. Now, customers are literally buying every single Mustang Mach-E as soon as it hits the dealer lot, or before it even hits the lot. In its July 2021 US sales report, Ford said Mustang Mach-E units stay at dealer showrooms for 12 days or less. The company hasn't disclosed the margin on its electric SUV, but it has confirmed that the Mustang Mach-E electric SUV is profitable right now. That's really important to hear that. And obviously shareholders would be impacted by this information. John Lawler, CFO, said Mach-E is profitable, contribution margin positive, and profitable on the bottom line today. So the fact that Ford has been able to manufacture this EV and to make a profit from it, even though it is priced pretty competitively, is the other impressive part of why I think Ford's share price is currently where it's at. Now, Ford Mustang Mach-E demand. Ford says the demand for its first high-volume EV models, which includes the upcoming F150 Lightning electric truck and the E-Transit, has exceeded its most optimistic projections. The company is trying to expand production currently. James Farley, president and CEO of Ford, said, "We are now working around the clock to break constraints and increasing our manufacturing capacity for these red-hot new battery electric vehicles. We're working with LG Chem, SK Innovation, to increase our annual battery capacity for the Mustang Mach-E by 70%. I should add BYD as well. And we're taking similar actions ahead of the launches of the E-Transit this year and the F150 Lightning early next year." Now, obviously, if you've been paying attention, you would have noticed that Ford has increased the number of F150 Lightning vehicles it says it will produce in 2023 on 3 different occasions. It's increased from one number to another, to another, to another. And the reason for this is simply the fact that they're getting so many pre-orders that they realize they're going to have a bit of a problem here by having disappointed customers having to wait years. So they're ramping up production as quickly as they currently are able to. Now, the Mach-E is a hit with customers worldwide. Though I should note that quite a number of pre-order places in China, customers who placed pre-orders, they waited a long time and they joined forums, and apparently a lot of people in these forums actually end up buying a Tesla Model Y because it took Ford too long to get the Mustang Mach-E to market. So you can see here, if you don't actually get your electric cars out fast enough, you do lose market share, you lose sales. It's a fact. Now, James Farley said during the company's Q3 2021 earnings conference call on October 27th, 2021, that over 90% of owners say they would recommend the Mustang Mach-E to other customers. The global annual demand could reach approximately 200,000 units a year, Farley said, with North America, Europe, and China as the main markets. Now, I think global demand would be way higher than that. I think once again, Ford are underestimating the amount of demand for EVs. Now, an interesting thing to note though here is that Ford is manufacturing almost as many Mustang Mach-E's as Mustangs in North America right now. In 2021, the company made 63,683 units of the Mustang and 65,600 units of the Mustang Mach-E. Now, Top Electric SUV theorizes that the supply chain issues are holding back the true potential of Ford's ability to produce more Mach-E's. And once these issues are resolved, the electric SUV will overtake the gas-powered muscle car very quickly. Now, since October the 18th, 2021, the Chang'an Ford joint venture company is manufacturing the Mach-E in China as well, including the Chinese production. The Mach-E has probably already surpassed the Mustang in terms of its current production. Now, on December the 7th, 2021, Farley told CNBC's Jim Cramer that the demand for the Mustang Mach-E is about twice the production rate. The company desires to increase EV production capacity to 600,000 units in the next 24 months, Farley said. The issue with the Mustang Mach-E is the supply chain, and we're not referring to just semiconductor chips. There's a shortage of batteries too, but Farley Jr. said that Ford could source batteries from China to overcome that challenge. So the key reason that Ford's share price, after 4 years of losses, has suddenly doubled, more than doubled, in the space of 1 year, is because they have a plan to electrify their car fleet. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.